All good? Cool, cool. Alright, so I can begin at any time here. Just a little bit of background here. Everything here is going to be randomized. The treasure chest will be randomized with random items. Key areas will have key items that will help me progress through the game. So I could get the Baron key, I could get Magma key, or anything of that nature. So we'll go ahead and cover that as we go along. But if everything is good here, Fiesel. Three, two, one, go. So, beginning of the game, we're going to start off with 2 random characters, a key item, and if you pay attention, you will see a special boss pop up as well. And our boss is Gobez, nice, with the Magma key. Seed is being very generous to us this morning. Afternoon. So, as you see there, we have Dark Knight Cecil, not Paladin Cecil. To unlock Paladin Cecil, we'll have to go over to Ordeals and beat that setup. But with that, we have the Magma key, which will give us immediate access to the underground, which is actually pretty nice. Yeah, Kane's start is actually really good here. So we're just going to run around and check some random treasure places here, some random treasure chests, and see what we can get. We're going to need some items to sell, some items to equip. You see a Palom there with the Valvala, or not Valvala sisters, the Magus sisters. That's a pretty good item, the Ice Brand. That's going to be actually very helpful. The random heroine as well. Game is being extra nice to us today. Pally Cecil isn't too hard to get, that much is true, but sometimes you can end up with some very unfortunate bosses at the top of Ordeals, especially seeing that our levels are actually pretty low right now. But with that, we're just going to go ahead and head to the underground and set up for a couple of things here. Having the Ice Brand at the beginning of the game is really nice. Ice-based weapon that will allow us to fight a lot of fire-based bosses. Yeah, man. Palom is known for being a ladies' man. Wait a second, isn't he like 5? So, as you see, we have the key items here that will let us to get to specific places. And at the beginning of the game, we just start off at Baron with the Enterprise, thus the name Free Enterprise. So, from here, we're going to go ahead and just head underground. And we're going to check a couple of things around here. So, we want to check item shops, we want to check weapon shops sometimes, but because we have double Ice Brand, for right now we won't need to. There are also specific places that will... Second heroine, what a game. There are specific places that will let us get additional characters, and we're free to swap them out as we go along. This specific flag set has no restrictions on characters except for how easy it would be to get to a... one moment here. How easy it would be to get to a Fusoya or get to a Edge, because they are pretty strong. Yeah, typically we go straight to the underworld. There's a lot of freebies down there. You know, there's a free key item down here. We can go ahead and unlock a second free item via going to Sylph Cave by talking to Yang in the bed. As you see, wow. Age of Shield and Blizzard, what a game. And a bandana. It's pretty dangerous, but it's not that bad. Also, if you note, we have some quality of life improvements here. We have double walking speed, and we also don't have any encounters. Encounters are actually turned off. We can turn them on when we need to, but right now, we don't want to fight anything down here. But if we come down to the Fey March, we can go ahead and pick up a lot of free items. A lot of good checks here, item-wise. And there's a free item that we can pick up. A free key item we can pick up. Poison Axe is actually pretty good too. But ideally what we would want is some, we would want some specific items. Would we want to get Edge over the Seed? Typically, yes. We would want him early game because he's very strong. He does quite a bit of damage. But, is he necessary to get over the Seed? No. Honestly, no one is 100% necessary to get over the Seed. It's just a matter of what you would like to do or how you want to approach fighting Zeromus, because Zeromus is still at full power, and killing him could be problematic sometimes. So we have a random boss here, and we're going to go ahead and check this boss here. Okay, it's Plague. Good, good, good. So we know where Plague is now. We know where Mom Bomb is, and we know where Gobez is, which is pretty nice. So yeah, the damage for tiles, taking damage over tiles is another quality of life improvement that they added to the game, which is incredibly nice. So we have an Aegis Shield, we have a lot of weapons, so we're going to go ahead and walk down here as well. We're going to go talk to Yang. This way we can pick up 2 key items when we head over to Fabul. Random encounters are currently off. So there's a couple of options here, and if you actually want to check out a few of the options, you can go to the website ff4fe.com, and there are tons of different ways you can play the game. You can turn random encounters off, you can turn random encounters reduced, you can make it that you get 0 random encounters altogether and you can't toggle it. So yeah, there's an exit in the back there, which is actually pretty nice. So let's go ahead and head down to... We're going to head to the Dwarf Castle here. And we're going to check some items. Random encounters will be off unless I need them to be on for right now. So what do we have here? We have some very nice items, actually. So let's go ahead and see what we can get rid of here. We will go ahead and... Fingers, please. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. We are going to pick up a ton of lives. 10 silk webs and 3 Bacchuses. So if you notice there... Nice crystal helmet. Yep. So if you notice, the items are actually... they're actually randomized into shops as well. The game is being exceptionally nice to me today. I am confused, but I will accept. That's a really good shop right there. Yeah, so what we're playing on is the actual League flags. Highway to the Zenith Zone flags, which requires us to find a crystal, but to make the crystal, we'll have to find the Legend Sword and the Adamant and go have the shopkeeper forge it for us. And then we need to find a way to the moon. So, heading back here, a couple of coffins, which is pretty nice. But going back to the items that we're finding here, we have what is called J items on. And J items are items that weren't included in the US release of the game. So, as you saw, coffins there are part of the items that were a regular release item, and they cast Fatal. And they have a couple of items that are actually super helpful throughout the course of the game. So, ideally, we would want to look for Silk Webs to slow down bosses. It casts 2 levels of slow on enemies. The Siren, as you saw right there, which is extremely nice, it casts... using it on the overworld will summon a rare encounter in specific spots. And then level 2 items of spells as well. So moving on there, we're going to go ahead and safety save here. And we're going to keep checking some items, and then we're going to get to some fighting here in a second. So, along with all the treasure chests, all the bosses are randomized in each spot. So, we could have, for all we know, a wyvern here in the antlion spot. Good thing is that their values are actually equal to whatever the boss value is of that spot. So if you find a wyvern in the antlion spot, it will be a wyvern with antlion stats. Yeah, we're looking pretty good on items. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna go ahead and take it out of me in one way or another later on in the game. I am finding some ridiculous items, actually. Form change, equip. So what we're going to want to do here is go ahead and equip the Dwarf Axe to Cain, and then we're going to go ahead and equip another weapon to him. I actually found too many items, believe it or not. Ruby here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, actually. At least with the setup that I currently have. So we'll go ahead and equip the Aegis, and we'll equip the Dancing for now. Put the Black Belt on. Don't need any of that. We're going to form change. We're going to save one more time. And then we're going to go fight the boss. Right, so Wyvern actually has a couple of flags that can be put on as well, where we can actually have him do the Mega Nuke at the beginning or a random attack at the beginning. So, and the boss we have is a moon boss. Wyvern, hi. And there we go. Instant death. All you have to do is speak it into existence. So, what we will do to deal with Wyvern, because he doesn't have a lot of HP here, we're going to make sure my characters get a couple of turns in. Oh, let's see. We do have a way of dealing with them, I believe. Yes, we do. So, we're going to go ahead and decrease the battle speed here, so my characters will get turns off before he gets to attack. And what we will do, for the fans, we'll cast a Grimoire. See how much damage that does. 368. And then we'll get this Gaia drum off. And there he goes. So by reducing the battle speed, the amount of ticks that the boss gets is actually kind of reduced, so we can go ahead and squeeze in some attacks there. Unfortunately, we only found a power vest here, which is nice, but not really necessary. So, key items can be anything to progress the game, and sometimes you can get regular items, like stronger items, with the flag set that we have on. So power vest would be one of them, adamant armor, crystal sword, etc, etc, etc. Like I said, Rando was going to take it out of me one way or the other. So let's see about picking up an extra character here. Remember, kids, save and save often. Also, let's go ahead and change our battle speed back on. As you see there in that menu, we have the encounters toggles on and off. Yeah. One of the nicest places for Wyvern. And look at this, we have an old man. So, with the Valvalis here. Yeah, at the end of the day, a Mega Nuke is going to be a Mega Nuke, unfortunately, so it will do a nice chunk of damage to us one way or the other. So let's see, what can we do here? What items do we have? Let's do that. Keep jumping. So Valvalis is one of those annoying bosses if you actually don't have a Cain in your party, because without Cain you're not able to take her out of her tornado form. And if you can't take her out of her tornado form, she has massive amounts of magic defense and evade. So we found our old man, so that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do some more looting. So Tella is actually an interesting character too, because Tella right now is the exact Tella you would find in a regular game right now. He doesn't have a lot of spells, but we can go ahead and unlock spells if we go over to Ordeals, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, one of the fun things they also added into the game was silly names. So instead of just having Tella there, we're gonna have him named Fella. So let's go ahead and head into Fabul. We do have 2 key item checks here, which is pretty nice. Going back a little bit to why I equipped the Dwarf Axe before actually equipping my main weapon is because there's a thing called rowing in this game. So in the back row, naturally you take less damage, but if you have a ranged weapon, your attack isn't reduced by being in the back row. But if you actually have the flag that you are in the back row already on, so by equipping an item in the regular menu or attacking with a ranged item, you actually in battle you'll have that flag put on you. So by doing either one of those, you put the flag on, but the flag does not actually come off. So right now, if Cain were to attack from the back row, he would actually do full front row damage. But yeah, I've had some interesting names with characters as well. Banga being my favorite for Yang. So what do we have here? We have the Calbranas. So good note about the Calbranas here. Let's see, what can we do here? We will Hourglass. Go ahead and kill the front. We'll use a special item here that's in the Japanese version called the Blizzard, which does, it's going to hit all the enemies on the board, and it does HP based damage. So the more HP I have, the more damage it does. There we go, Calbranas are done. Unfortunately, I don't get the full experience from this spot because I only beat half the boss. So here we go. What key item does the king have for us today? Well, if we find an edge, we will be in some great positioning. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice too. Found ourselves a Soma drop, which increases MP by 10. Yeah, but the only way to get extra spells for Tella is to go to Ordeals and actually beat the boss there. Or the bosses. So, there's 3 bosses there that we would have to fight. So, we are actually going to make a quick side trip. We are going to go ahead and head over to Kaipo real quick. There's nothing here except a character in a shop. So what we will do is we will check the item shop because we're still looking for sirens. Sirens will be good for a little bit of grinding later on. No sirens, but illusions are pretty nice. That casts blink on my characters as an item. Thunderclaw, don't really need that. And actually, we will take one of the babies here. As you see, you got to use the key item to pick this up. So, we have a white mage now, even though Tella is a white mage. He actually retains his game stats, so he's pretty useful once he has his spells, but outside of that, he doesn't gain a lot of HP or wisdom. Yes, he does have Meteor, which is pretty nice. Actually, what we will do is, we're actually going to head up to Ordeals now. We'll do this. So, this... I'm going to actually change your Dancing Dagger now to... Actually... We're going to switch this over to be the Rune Axe. Lots of damage there. Quick save. Yo, Poverty White Mage is better than no White Mage, in my opinion. Especially seeing that there are harder versions of this game. But we don't mention those versions. Cadillac! Excuse me, I don't know where that came from. But, so, alright. The game is trying to tell me something. Let's equip this power. We are going to equip the Zeus on the little girl. We will equip that. The Silence. Don't believe I picked up anything else that I can equip here. That's pretty good. Man, it's too late for Edward. Party's too strong, unfortunately. Not a lot of suffering going on right now. Speaking of suffering, here comes the Pain Man. So we are going to let this play out. Fun note about Pain Man, he does damage based on how much HP he has in that spot. And if the spot doesn't have that much HP, he's not going to do that much damage. So. And then the scripts go on with the regular game as well. So, three of those things. He talks about something about justice, blah, 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 and we move on with our life. Right. Yeah, so Porum is actually a great white mage. She actually learns a lot of spells early on. But unfortunately, her HP and her agility values are pretty low. So, going on with the way that the game works, the mechanics are all the same. So, Antlion, physical base attacks will, or not physical base attacks, but physical attacks will actually trigger a counter attack from him. But, fun note, spells and jumping does not. So, as you see there, our Arcane is quite strong, so we are going to let him handle it. This spot has about 3,000 HP, so 2 jumps should take care of this. Oh no. Still at the mercy of damage rolls. So, same mechanics actually work in this. Back attacks are no fun, etc., etc., etc. But in this case, this back attack is not actually that bad. So this actually leads to some interesting things. I want to know what the chat wants. What does the chat want for items to be in places? I'm sure they want the most amount of suffering, but Let's talk about suffering here. Because all the moon bosses are still moon bosses. They're strong, they're fast, they're everything of that nature. So, fun times. Fun note, the pink tail usually gives you the adamant armor, but the flag set does not let adamant armors be in the game, so we get a random high level weapon or armor. Hi, Marlon. Do I have anything that can just outright kill all of you? A Gaia drum. Always good. So, when you have bosses with multiple parts or multiple people in it, they actually split the HP, which is always fun too. Adamant at Miss Dragon at CPU. Evil. That is right. Miss Dragon does have a key item in this flag set. But for anyone that's actually concerned about the difficulty of the flag set, you can actually turn down the difficulty a little bit. You can put more free items over the place. You can make sure that the moon doesn't have actually have any key items. You could make sure that you can make that shops have a lot of better items, which is pretty nice as well. Actually, Dwarf Axe and then Ice Brand will equip you with the Aegis. I believe, yep, I still have a Crystal Helm as well. Form. We'll leave it as it is for now. Alright, let's go now to the town of Baron. Baron should have some interesting stuff as well. It still has the sisters over there, which, fun note, Rune Axe destroys mages. It does extra damage versus mages. And, guess what the Mega Sisters count as? But first, let's go ahead and do some shopping. Everyone likes shopping, right? Let's clear up some items as well. Stuff we don't need. And money to have. We keep the cursed, actually. And I think this is going to be about it for shopping, to be honest. Exits are good. A couple Ether 2s, and that should take care of that place. Make one quick stop here. So, honestly, we are in some really good shape. Don't need any of that, actually. So now that we have Tella with all his spells, yeah, that's another cool feature that they actually included in the game, is that you can end up with multiple characters, or duplicate characters for that matter. So you can actually have a pair of Porums, a pair of Palums, a pair of Tellas, all Edwards, all Yangs, etc., etc., etc. Or you could take all the shops and have zero items in them and just replace them all with cabins. Let's go ahead and do this, actually. Soma Drop, our good fella friend here. Ah, you missed with the Silence Rod. Silence Rod actually is the same as well. If you have the Silence Rod equipped, it does double or quadruple damage to mages. Oh, bye, fella. As you see there, with a 900 hit. And we have a ruby. Hello. So, Ruby is actually an annoying boss because let's move this up here, do this, just to make sure. One hit from that. As you see there, we do a lot of damage. This spot doesn't have a overwhelming amount of MP, or not MP, magic damage, but unfortunately, Glare still does a grip of damage. Not too bad. But there goes Ruby. Twin harp, so we're gonna get music in this seed too, for the fans. But first, we are going to take a quick stop because we want to do a small bit of grinding, I guess, if we'd have to. We do have a siren. What do we want to do here? Let's actually check up here. And this will determine what we will do. Yeah, the magic power there is low, but still can be kind of scary when your characters are so low level. Speaking of low level, we can fix that in a bit, actually. So that... we can get rid of that. So... we need those. And we will spend all our money on sirens and other assorted things that we need. Star Veils is actually one of the better items we could find here. Pants are overrated. So at this point, I don't believe we need anything else. Let's not go there. And actually, let's do one quick form change. Quick save out here in case music has nothing, and we're gonna go check music. So I hope everyone is excited for some music. Hey, get back here. Come here. So, fun note about this point is we could come here with our spellcasters and, you know, fight this boss, but this boss actually has a ridiculous amount of magic defense. So, yeah, no. And since we are basically good on items at this point, let's just make a quick run down there. No real need to check for any more treasure chests. I've actually searched for items a bit. You know, safety. So, let's get some excitement in the chat for music. But what do you think the music is going to be? What game do you think it's going to be from? Because what the developers did was, at this point, we get a random song from Edward. Not the regular Edward song, but a random song. So, I hope everyone is excited for that. But first, this interruption. Fun note about this, if everyone is actually hit by the magnetic field or dead, you don't have to go through that cutscene of him casting spells and weak and then them saying they can't. So you just perish and then there you go. Going to be from an RPG, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and shut up now. Didn't I? Yeah, it's FF9. The developers were actually nice enough to put in the harp next there to where we were and show off what the song was. So, speaking of Mylon Z, you know what? Come on. We're just going to go ahead and berserk our way through this one. Fun note about berserk is they tend to skip turns as well, and they do increased damage. Yes, glad you noticed. Yes, all the palettes for the character sprites actually have different colors, or can have different colors as well. So, fun time. And down he goes. Alright, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So, just in case anyone missed it, Battle 2 from Final Fantasy IX. And here we go. We found the adamant. We are halfway home. So, music is required. So, let's get out of here. So now that all of that is out of the way, we are actually out of checks in the overworld. So let's go ahead and head back to the underworld. We have some more difficult bosses to deal with down there. So what we will do is we are going to grind a little bit to make them easier. No levels for Quack Kid. Don't worry about the Quack Kid. The Quack Kid will be A-okay in about 10 or so seconds. Let's move you up. So, little known fact, right here is a rare encounter that is known as the Egg. The Egg actually gives a lot of experience. As you saw, 34k there, and we just gained 16 levels. Fun little thing, instead of making grinding just stupid and split experience between all the characters, they just said, you know what, we're just going to give you the full experience value for everything that you have here. So, instead of 34k split between, what, 5 characters here? 34k for each one, just to make life easy. So, much like her twin brother, Palom actually learns a lot of spells early and has low HP values as well. But, importantly enough, you do get a fun number of spells. Yes, slingshotting is also a thing in this game, where if you pick up a character late, you know, maybe towards the end of the game, which is a fun little thing that happens, that character, if he is I believe it's 10 levels under the party average, will gain double or triple experience, depending on how far down or behind the character is. As you see, we already have Ice 3. So, yeah. So this is the rare encounter here. So, gain a lot of experience really quickly. Yeah, I got ambushed by an egg. This is what we get for going too fast. So, no need to really check for another character currently, so we are going to go ahead and go up to the top of tower since we have the tower key. Fight whatever's in the Luge spot or the Imp spots. So, not going to check any treasure chests here. There are randomized trap chest here. So instead of being in their usual position for the trap chest, the positioning is randomized of where they are, so no real reason to actually fight any of those. Twin Magic late game is not the best, but there are certain mechanics about Twin Magic that actually make it very good. Sometimes it doesn't trigger counterattacks and whatnot. It's all about what you're fighting. All about what you're fighting and understanding how things work. So, fun example would be Ogopogo. Ogopogo counters all magical damage that he takes, whether it be Dancing Dagger or otherwise. He counters it with a Blaze. So, if you use Twin Magic, he does not. Fun note there, that is either the Baron Guards or the Baron Soldiers. So we know where they are, and they are hiding out in the Ebling Cave. So actually, it'd be funny if this was Ogopogo. Nope, D-Lunars. So with the D-Lunars, what we are going to want to do here is... This is what we're going to do. We are going to set up... Oh yeah, that's right, she has the heroine on. She has the heroine on, which could be problematic, actually. So, like these guys are interesting because they actually... One second here, where are... Starveils, good. They actually counter with casting wall on themselves, and then they will start to count virus. So we don't want that. There's no way to reflect the viruses, but we are going to do something fun here. Something fun. So, yeah, you would never know that the Twin Magic doesn't trigger Ogopogo's counter because you would never actually come across it in the normal game. But in Randomizer, you would. Good cover. Ah, so here's another fun thing. We have Froggy D-Lunars. What am I doing? There it is. We want that on him. Tella does not gain any more HP than he normally does, which is rather unfortunate. So, fun note, another thing you would never know is if you cast Wall there, they actually reflect their breath attack, and they can be turned to toads. Oh, excuse me, Fella. You are correct. Only Fella. There is no Tella. Frog Champ. So, he's going to do his counter there, but at this point, we are actually okay. He will cast fire. There goes my twin again. Not dead yet. And down goes the D-Lunars. That was fun. A white spear. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and do this. Oops. do that, and then de-equip the heroine finally, because we no longer need it. Her going first is not important, and the item she has is not really that important either. So, here we go. Let's check this spot here now, which we need the tower key to get into. Frog Champ, indeed. So we have King Queen Eblin here, which normally we would want to see in just about any other spot, but unfortunately we have them here, which is a low HP spot and a really easy spot as well. So we're just gonna cure real quick and then, you know, smack their heads in, so we don't have to go through the whole fight, because same as the regular way in the game is they'll go through their attacks and then go through a speech and then kill themselves. So there we go. Down they go. So while we're walking down the tower, I would like to make a plug for FFIV.com again, for anyone that is interested in playing Final Fantasy Randomizer, and join our Discord. We have tons of guides, tons of materials, tons of good people that are willing to help you out to learn the game, and we do a lot of community races as well, so feel free to join us. Unfortunately, we can't exit out of the tower. There are certain places that we can exit out of. The tower is not one of them, so we actually have to walk back down. So, Meteor City can be helpful, but not really at this point, because we're really strong. It's actually kind of surprising, the stuff that we found so far. Oh, additional note. For each key item we get, once we get to 10, we actually get double experience. Darkness Crystal, my old friend. So we now have access to the moon. Oh, the moon is haunted, but we're gonna go up there anyway. Airship, please. While we have a chance, also, typically for anyone who is curious about how mechanics work in this game, Cecil is what determines like relative agility for all your enemies, but we have what is called agility agnostic on, which means our center character does it, and because Tella doesn't really have a lot of agility, and our other characters have a bit more agility than he does, they get more turns. Better items in terms of weapons for Cecil, I would like to say we are in fine position, actually. As I realize, we still haven't found any cabins. That's interesting. So I'm guessing they're actually at Hummingway, or in Eblin, actually. So quick check here. The one shop here has vampires, not cabins. It's actually kind of okay. Let's go ahead and check what characters on the throne today. But before that, quick nap. Yes, I do have the Aegis, and that is a really good shield to have. Not the best shield to have, but a really good shield to have. In terms of randomizer, it might be the best shield to have, to be honest. But weapon-wise, we're in a good position. Armor-wise, not the best position. White mage-wise, we are in a fantastic position now. So, for anyone who... Is this a golem? No, there it is. I will take all of that. So we can go ahead and replace our white mage with a better white mage. Equip. No, you don't need any of that. You can have that. And you can have this. So the heroine typically would be a great item if I was going to be physically attacking with Rosa. But it actually reduces her spirit. So it decreases the amount of healing I could do. Which is no good. We need her to be a healer at this point. But we actually have a perfect setup for a mini grind. So we're going to go ahead and walk down to the bottom of the moon here. Because there are a lot of good item checks here as well. Even though there are quite a few scary bosses. But due to the combination of items we have a good way of fighting all these bosses after gaining some experience. So, same as the tower, we're not going to check any trap chest or chests here because the chests here could have tier 1, 2, or 3 items, I believe. Tier 1 or 2 items, which aren't really that important. Another setting that could be done when you set up the original flag set for the game. So, what we will do... is go ahead and take a quick save here, and we're going to take a peek at what's in these spots here. If we're lucky, maybe we'll find a water hag, but I won't hold my breath. Oh, hello. Easy, boss. Alright, do you kill me? Yes? Maybe? Haha! Rise from your grave. We're gonna do this. Gonna hit them because they have... That's fun. I am not switching to reduce encounters. Encounters are off. It's just a habit of mine. Ah, you missed. Actually, better idea. Better idea. I've been playing a little bit too much Cat of Light. We are going to glitch the game a bit. So what we are going to do is we are going to kill the toads and cast life on them. Definitely have it. So when we cast life on them, it would return them if they had vitality. Every enemy in the game has 0 vitality. As such, because they have 0 vitality, they come back to life, and most importantly, they just die again. So I get 2 counts of killing them. So, because I get 2 counts of killing them, I get the extra experience, which is actually really good in this spot as well, because this spot gives a lot of experience. Unfortunately, we can't overflow the game because that glitch is actually turned off. The glitches actually have a toggle on them as well. Artemis bow and a hook. So, we could have a very strong Rosa if we wanted to. Let's do this. We'll do that. And Rosa is actually in a very good position now. So she got the slingshot bonus plus all the experience. So tons of levels for Rosa. As you see, she is in pretty much the same HP values as Kane and Cecil at this point, which is pretty good. She has a silent staff, that's all she needs. Frankly, grinding right now is not actually 100% necessary. Ow. So, same mechanics as the regular Luge fight here, but he has the plague experience, or plague mechanic, or not mechanics, life, and armor and everything else. So, what we want to do is continue doing what we're doing. The Tricker is a nice enemy to fight. Unfortunately, he doesn't give a lot of experience, but we have something a little bit better than that. Hopefully, the next two spots will give us some key items as well. So, Luge is here. The most dangerous thing about Luge will probably be him casting his laser, which is based off his HP. So, not too bad of a boss to fight. More fun facts about Final Fantasy IV. Because we're poisoned, we can't be hit with the gas. Because the poison is a higher priority status effect. So, gas does not hurt us. Good job, Kane. So jumping does double damage, guaranteed. It's just the amount of time that it takes to land, but we'll take it. We will also take an Excalibur. Excuse me, there's no I. Oh boy. We are going to be doing some real damage now. Excalibur with the Aegis Shield equipped, thank you. We will actually take the Zeus off of you and equip it to him. Excalibur being one of the strongest weapons in the game, next to his second strongest weapon next to the Crystal Sword. Oh, there it is. There we go. We are in a good position now. Yep, Giselle is going to do some nice damahe now, as we would like to say. Yes, there is an even stronger sword. Most people would never have known about the Crystal Sword because it's actually behind the Wyvern spot up here. Oh. Uh-oh. So this could be a thing. Give me 1 second here, friends. This is a rather unfortunate boss to find here. Because, little known fact, Odin does a lot of, he does a lot of magic damage. He's weak to lightning, but he does a lot of magic damage. And this spot actually has a lot of magic damage stat. So, he swings his sword, he is going to kill me. And down goes Odin. Whew! Okay, okay. Everything's fine. We're okay. We're okay. Ah, that's unfortunate. Alright, so nothing on that spot there. So that's actually a really dangerous fight. Fun fact for people playing the game, if you actually survive Odin's swing 3 times and then cast Lit, then you just automatically win. Yes, there is an invisible bridge, which we will be crossing in a second here. That no one would have found, really, unless they just decided to walk over here randomly. And this will take you up to the spot where the Crystal Sword is, which is typically behind Wyvern, which is typically guarded by the Mega Nuke, which you don't have Star Veils, which means he basically kills you at the beginning of the fight. Fun times, right? Let's see, what are we going to do here? Alright. We are actually... I have no cabins. I have plenty of Cure 2s, though. Alright. Oh, hi, Ogopogo. We were just talking about you. So, this is going to be one of those fights. So, Ogopogo cares not for my, my life totals. Cares not for my life totals, so let's go ahead and put Cecil and Kane in the back row. So, Big Wave does 50% of your maximum HP damage always, unless he does a single Big Wave. And if he does a single Big Wave, it does 25%. Oh, well, he's dead. $15? Oh, ouch. So, we're on Cecil in a prayer here, friends. As you see, Cecil is actually doing a lot of damage currently, because he actually has the back row glitch on. And there we go. As you see, getting through some of these fights requires you to be a little bit more clever than it is to be over-grinded. And we have the Spoon, the best throwing weapon in the game. Magic, please, and let's get out of here. So... we are going to go ahead and take a good old restore here, and then head back in and fight the Pale Dim boss. So normally that fight is actually super annoying, but through some clever manipulation and use of mechanics in the game, we can go ahead and get through it. Man, I wouldn't even want an edge right now. What other bosses do we have left in the game that could be pretty unfortunate? So as you see, bosses being in weird places is actually it's actually really bad. And as Chaos Lord is saying right now, the spoon is actually an interesting item as well, because the developers of the game decided, you know what, we will give the spoon to the Bard to equip, and it is the highest damage weapon in the game with 255 attack, because that's the way it was made. Hi, Dark Elf. How you doing? So you could actually get a pretty strong Edward by doing that. You jump. If you would please berserk my Cecil. Quick. Yeah, the dream of D-Mist at CPU is still alive. Piggy Paladin, or Paladin. Is he dead here? He might be, actually. Ah, hit me with the 14. So, same mechanics with Dark Elf. He's gonna do a bunch of stuff, blah 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 blah. Cast weak all over the place. I do not enjoy this. I'm gonna need you to stop all of that. Can you wow. Dark Elf is out for blood right now. Out for blood. There we go. Dark Elf wants all my stuff. Fun note about Dark Elf, he doesn't have the boss bit flag, so he can actually be stopped among other things. So as you see, some of these bosses could be quite obnoxious. So, no boss flag, no problem. And down he goes. Wall would work here, but... Oof. Oof, the moon is haunted, it has nothing for me. Ah, he doesn't have magic. Silly me. So, because he's not immune to, you know, the typical weak, frog, stop, or anything of that nature, you could just go ahead and make him transform, cast stop on him, cast weak on him, and then kill him. It can be a good strat to have, but depending on the magic damage that he does, he may or may not actually just kill himself. And because you can't just outright kill him, he has to transform. He, or at least I've never killed him outright. Once he transforms into his dragon form, he will stop casting the spells. So once he stops casting spells, he'll start physically attacking you, and then hitting you with the, whatchamacallits, the good old dragon breaths, which are pretty nice. That's actually rather interesting. So, this is the 4 Fiends fight. But before we do that, we're going to grind a little bit here. Whap. Whap. You're good. So we will cast Weak. 2. Life. Oh, we did it too early. So it is actually possible to get a double life off on that enemy. So if you actually get 2 lives on him, you actually get 4 or 3 enemy credits, which is fun. Alright, should do. I have... we're gonna do a couple more. Wump. Wump, very good. So we should get 2 more weeks in. There we go. So, we got 1 life in, 2nd life in. So that's going to be 3 dragons there that we killed. So counting this one, this will make 4. So we will have 4 dragon kills, which is great. Which means a lot of experience. 120k. There we go. Got the spell we wanted. So, we are going to go ahead and take on the elements fight now. But we are going to do it in a very special way. So, fun note about the game. That's not a fun note about the game. Not a fun note at all. This boss actually counterattacks after taking X amount of damage. So after X amount of damage, he will change forms into one of the other bosses. But because we are not going to allow that, counterattack. Magic reflected off wall does not actually trigger the counterattack. So, because it doesn't trigger the counterattack, they won't change and they will stick with their regular HP values. So. Oh, well, fancy that. There we go, and down he goes. So instead of doing the full Bahamut HP value there, we actually only do enough that splits out to the first boss. Rat Tail, that is actually pretty nice. We might actually have something called value in Cave Bahamut here. Let's get out of here. Oh, this is not the final dungeon because we are playing randomizer. So, off we go. We have cleared out the moon and actually found some pretty good items. The hook and the rat tail being exceptionally good. So all we need now would be the legend sword, and then we would be able to go and fight Zeromus and finish up the seed. That is a pink tail, but unfortunately the pink tail does not give me the adamant armor in this flag set. So, We're just going to need to pick up this right here. And then we're going to head over to the cave. The adamant cave and see what's up. The tail will be traded in for a high tier item. Have not found the pass yet though. Which, quick explanation about the pass. The pass actually lets you go straight up to the moon from, what is the name of that place? We'll check the pink tail first. A massive moon. It would be great if we had an edge. Oops, wrong one. Item moving earth crystal. So, the well gets deeper. From Troya, that's the name of the place. From Troya. So what we will do here now is we're going to go ahead and save Scum. Right here. And we're actually going to go do the faster check, which is in the underground. Of the troublesome bosses that could kill me, I don't think there are any left, unfortunately. So, Ashura, Elements is going to be gone as well. Dark Imps are gone. Mind you, the dream of Miss Dragon is still alive. So, there's always that. So, Ashura being here is a bit of a nuisance, but not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So, for anyone who's actually played this before, the easy way of killing Ashura, cast Wall on her. And down goes Ashura. So right now we're a little bit stuck behind a scavenger hunt looking for an item. Second boss is... Hey, look at that Bahamut. Hey, it's a Sid. Bye, Sid. Mega Man Sid has to go. Unfortunate. Interesting. How did you two outspeed Cecil? Well, fun note, if you think that that should be part of the flag sets where the end boss powers up with the with all the bosses you built, you can go ahead and join our Discord and make that suggestion to the developers. They are open to new ideas of how to make the game more torturous. I mean, more challenging. So, is this the sword we're looking for? It's the pass. We will take that, actually. So, luckily for us, the last place we need to go is down here, and hopefully one of these two bosses have the item we're looking for. Of the items that are left, we have the Baron Key, which could be 2 key items, the Luca Cave, which is 1 key item, or the Pan, which is 2 key items as well. So, unfortunately, there is no playable Gobez. Unfortunate. I wish they would add playable Gobez. So, time to do some of the harder bosses of the game. Nope, have not checked D-Mist or Octomom spots yet. I have firm belief that D-Mist is not the thing holding my Legend Sword. Count, 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 count. Well, while we're in here. Friend, I need you to take a fall here. So Plague is an interesting boss because he'll count on you, make you go faster, etc, etc, etc. But you have 10 seconds before you all die. But, fun little fact about the game, if you kill one of your characters and bring them back, he'll recount your party. Fun note, he actually flies, so we can't cast Quake on him. So Virus it is. So, little bit of a hiccup here. Gotta get into the right turn order, but we should be good now. There we go. We hit that sweet spot. You can actually reflect counts as well, but that's not something that, it takes up a lot of time, so we don't want to really do that. And there we go. Down goes Plague. So you can see why some of these bosses can be a little bit more annoying in some spaces than other. And look at that, the little kid learned Meteor. So is this our Legend Sword? This is our Legend Sword. Sorry friends, the D-Mist dream is dead. we are going to do this real quick. Because we are going to... Let's see... We should only require one, I believe. Nope, it's going to require two. We have go mode, friends. Go mode. I mean, what are the chances? We get go mode from package into... not package, pass into Legend Sword. So, we're just going to buffer a little bit here for a little bit of marathon safety. So, that should do. Now let's go ahead and forge our crystal and let's go take on Zeromus. Adamant. So we are looking pretty good right now. So we need the crystal to transform Zeromus to beat him. And then we actually need to beat him, which is fun. So, while we have a chance, let's go ahead and equip a few things here. One thing there. You can have the Dragoon. What is your agility? Is 20. We are going to reduce that by 15. So he is going to be a nice heavy anchor for us. And that's it on items. Wow, we are kind of low on equipable items, at least armor and whatnot. No, unfortunately, with Forge the Crystal, forging the crystal is half the job. We need to go ahead and beat Zeromus too. So, typical question, because we are fun-loving people. We actually do a special game at the end because the developers have a good sense of humor. But they randomized the Zeromus sprite. So, the good question now is, whose butt are we going to be kicking tonight? Get your guesses in now, folks. Get your guesses in now. Our good friend Scala Kitty is actually the one who put in quite a few of the sprites for this game. Shoutouts to Scala. So, get the Zeromus. As you saw, we took the pass from, wow, Wow, I cannot remember the name of that place. From Troya. And then usually that would just give you a route into the... Hello! I couldn't make this up even if I wanted to. It would give us a pass into the a bar, but instead of a bar, we have the moon. Wow. Simply wow. I could not even plan this. Could not even plan this. So, Zeromus will still cast his big bangs. Fun note, if you hit Zeromus with a, did I cast the wrong thing, didn't I? Yeah, I did. If you hit Zeromus with a spell, a second spell, he will nuke. He will counter nuke, but it also reduces the amount of damage Big Bang does. But you have to, the second time you do it, you actually have to hit it at a specific time as well. So, same thing as before. What we are doing here is we are setting up for a quick kill on him. Because Zeromus actually has a certain amount of life, and because the certain amount of life, once he hits 40k damage and you actually hit him again, he will refill his life. He actually only has 60k life overall, which is actually relatively interesting. So, if you actually just do reflect damage to him, he won't trigger that life refill. And if he doesn't trigger the life refill, you only have to do 60k to him instead of all the extra damage that you would have to do to him. Yes, we are nuking RNG. Oof, good damage. Oof! Zeromus, my friend. RNG killed me. Couldn't make it up. Telling you. Could not make it up. Got a fairly unlucky roll there on the damage. So, RNG has killed me. What a shame. How many people here has died to RNG? So let's try it again. This is what happens when you come a slight bit too early. No, no, no. No one said nothing could kill me. This game is heartless. Heartless. Was not blessed by RNG. I didn't get enough blessed RNGs in the chat. That was the problem here. Not enough blessed RNGs. So, round 2. This is what happens when you anger RNG. Actually, this fight may not go as I would like it to because he is going to be obnoxious. Alright, we're going with the backup strats here. He is not playing nice. Not playing nice at all. So we got to do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna let Cecil with an Excalibur beat his head in. Well, beat his G in? How do you beat RNG, actually? Good damage. Yeah, that's part of the joy of playing free enterprise is sometimes you got to roll with the party that you got. So, we're going to go ahead and just trigger his refills, try and do as much damage as possible, and then hopefully he'll play nice this time. But as we all know, RNG does not play nice. So, up. When he reaches his about 10k left, he'll actually cast Meteos. And that is time. Congrats everyone, we have slayed RNG as it shakes into the darkness. RNG may have beaten us the first time, but RNG doesn't keep us down, right? So, while we have a chance here, I want to just throw it out to everyone one more time. Join us at Free Enterprise, FF4FE.com if you are interested in playing. Join our Discord. We have a lot of fun. There are multiple flag sets. You don't actually have to play on these flag sets. We have beginner flag sets to the most difficult sets of flags. We do have another Final Fantasy IV run later on in the marathon done by our good friend Couch23, who will be playing the vanilla game. And I believe there's one more Free Enterprise run that we can go ahead and look at here. Which is done by our good friend, actually, Dr. Cossack, that's actually in there. That is actually going to be on Sunday. So while we sit here, we actually get to see a little bit of our key items, characters, all that good stuff. How many we picked up, everything. Low treasure count this time. We ended up beating 20 bosses, which is pretty nice. The time we actually got here is actually fairly good. These seats can take anywhere from like an hour and a half to, depending on skill level, to about 2 hours, 2:15. But the seat was actually very, very good to us. Want to shout out SpeedGaming for hosting SNES Super Stars, Randomania, where you can get all your randomizer goodness in, and to RPG Limit Break. So we do have an we're fairly ahead of schedule actually. So we do have something else we can do, which if it's okay by Fiesel, we can go ahead and do a one of the easier sets of flags. It should take about like 20 or 40 minutes. If that's okay with you, Fiesel. Alright, got the okay from Fiza. We can do another set of flags here. So, if you're looking for more Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise goodness, you are in the right place. So if you would give me 1 second to set up for this, friends. We will get that started.